think there's too much to see about that Freddie Fred. There's a lot to see about gunplay, but there's more to come out with this Freddie Fred. He's on SoundCloud. His Facebook's really big. DJ Freddy, VIP DJ Entertainment. Mixcloud. I first met him at Cape Coral. I think he plays WoW, but he doesn't tell anybody. When I met him, he had this MacBook, and they're super organized. He hides behind his little MacBook, and then they have their guards and whatnot. They have ventriloquist type of people that are confusing people. They got all types of people. This DJ Freddie Fred, he's professional. He works with that. I thought, it was either Freddie Fred, but then Rick Ross went with that Sam Sneak. So there's Freddie Fred and there's Sam Sneak. Those are the two big DJs out of that area. Here he is with Kanye West. He's one of the only DJs that have came up to Canada. They don't allow many. You got to be really special to be able to come up to Canada because they do not allow. I know a lot of people that aren't allowed. You hear it all the time in Florida. DJ Freddie Fred. What's this? So he was very lucky to come up to Canada, but they took advantage. They know what they had, and they were going to make Canada their home. Yeah, they talk like, oh, we're going to go up there and make it our home and all that. They almost did that. DJ Freddie Fred, Gunplay, Rick Ross. But people are like, no. That stays in Florida and all that. We don't want it up here. Because they were really disrespectful with the money. They just disrespectful. It's women. It's eating the food in front of people. It's no compassion. They don't live up to their obligations. But boy, those two shows that he did, it was sick. DJ Freddie Fred, I even got to watch him on his MacBook with his girlfriend. It was a good learning lesson. It was like, this is DJ Freddie Fred, the big famous guy. There's his MacBook. There's his girlfriend. That's how easy it is and all that. So that's what I got out of it. Because when I first met Freddie, it was just, I think I was like maybe 10 or 11 years old, and Freddie was 17 or something. I was like 11. But when I met Freddie, we met at the church. He was DJ for church. DJ Freddie Fred at the church. They had him on the stage. But you know what? I don't think Freddie did perform much. I think they took Freddie down because they said, oh, Freddie's got gang affiliations and all that or whatever. When Freddie was, I remember this was in Cape Coral, Florida, where I used to live. I lived there for 5-6 years. I went to school, Calusa Middle School, and North Fort Myers Littleton Elementary and all that. But I think Freddie Fred was from Miami. For some reason, Freddie was in, because I'm more famous than Freddie. But back then, Freddie was more, I learned all the tricks of the book from Florida. They have all these tricks of the book. If you don't fall for the tricks, they'll jack you or whatever. It's a whole thing, right? While I was learning. But yeah, DJ Freddie Fred, he's good. He's dope. He taught me a lot about the, what I did learn from Freddie Fred is the MacBooks, Apple and all that. Oh, he's Street League. Is that what he is? Street League? No, this Street League and all that's pretty big, though. Black Dada and the rest of them, Street League. But Street League isn't Black Dada. Street League was Young Breed, Gunplay, the rest of them, and it was the DJ. It was one of the DJs. He had a Street League or something like that, and they used to run the Street League and all that. Gotti versus Gunplay, that came up. I don't know about Gotti versus Gunplay. That Gunplay, I wouldn't underestimate him. Him and Nikki and all them are super duper smart, and they're super duper ruthless, and they're super duper smart all the way up. They've been to jail, plus they're decorated all the way through and through. They've been to jail multiple times. throughout his life. Gunplay's like 40 years old. He's been to jail multiple times, in and out, and then he's made it multiple times. He lost everything, made it, lost everything, made it, lost everything, made it. Same with Rick. They were willing to kill from the get-go. They were blood hungry from the get-go. When I was coming fresh out of Linden Middle School in Tennessee, I'd never seen nothing like these. I had heard about them, like, oh, down in Florida, there's like these super duper gangster mafia guys. They're like South America. They'll cut you with a machete, drink your blood. And then I was like, no, they're famous movie stars. And no, famous movie stars are the most ruthless ones that do it or whatever, and they get away with it and all that because everybody's their fans or whatever. And that's who we learned that the gunplay and they touch little girls and little boys and get away with it. And they kill people and they try to kill me. They killed Gotti's baby moms. Gotti paid him $10,000 for some music. He's trying to be like Eminem or something. He's just this innocent little Marshall Mathers, Nicholas Perrin. He's just this innocent little guy. He doesn't know Gunplay's related to my stepmom. My dad married a new woman named Nikki that looks just like Gunplay. They're all linked up. It was all one big hit. But I already figured that out. But Gotti's niggas and stuff that are in the background, they're no good. They're scum, dirtbag niggas, black mamba weirdos and all that. They don't do shit for Gotti. They're just a bunch of actors, and they're really like doing Gotti in and all that. He's got to watch those nigs or whatever. We used to call them the nigs. We used to think it was real funny. Gotti, he used to get me in this mood where we thought it was really funny. Oh, the nigs and all that. Yeah, the nigs and all that. Like it was something funny. No. Nigs, you don't play around with them at all, but that's what I learned. Nigs. They're not your friend. They're not your family. They're like, you're supposed to like stay very far away from them. If you even let them a little bit in your family, it's like only the richest white people have friends with nigs. Like my friend Jeremy's friends with a bunch of nigs or whatever. They come over to his house. He has to buy like 5 extra chickens for him and all that. The nigs are eating. But if you don't have 5 chickens to feed the nigs and all that, bro, they'll rob you and kill you and all that. And that's what Gotti didn't get about the Burger King. So the nigs are eating Gotti's food at Burger King. Gotti's food. I don't think Gotti's ever even been to Burger King since. He's never been. Not once. Because he goes and he gives all these people money for no reason. It's this weirdo hit. He's been going on this weirdo hit since Florida. We moved down to Florida and they never could hit me or whatever. I never got it. I always said, I'm not gay. I don't hang out with black people and stuff like that. But then my brother was like, oh, I'm good friends with these blacks and da-da-da. But that's why he's never been to Burger King, because he gives them stacks of cash. He goes to the bank and he gets stacks of money. And he gives it to them like best believe and all that. And then they don't even show up to the show. That's how bad they did him. There was supposed to be cushion lean-to where he sent him $5,000. $5,000? That's enough to make a down payment on a property. Niggas are eating Gotti's food like a fucking Subway sandwich shop. Like, I never seen so many niggas eating Gotti's food. Best Believe, Gunplay, Mad Child. These are supposed to be like your enemies. You're supposed to kill them. You're not supposed to give them money. And that's why you have the worst tattoos in the game. It says this is a dead body. Her name was Susie. She's dead. And he doesn't even have it covered up. And niggas are laughing with all our brand new tats and all that. It's sick. It's sick. But that's the law. Don't home invade people and shit like that. Get a job. Gotti, get a job. Freddie Fred and all the rest of them. And Gunplay, get a job, my nigga. Actually, Gunplay's music, it's starting to really do, Everybody knew it was going to do good because Gunplay was always working. That's why I invested it. I said, all right, even though Gunplay doesn't know it, but when he goes back to Florida, we're going to be able to recuperate off him. That's what I knew. And I knew that they weren't going to allow him. I knew that they weren't going to allow him back in Canada because he's much like Nicky or whatever, who's not allowed in Canada really either and all that. So he's making his 10 or 20 or 30. He's making Burger King amounts, this Gunplay. Burger King amounts. He's even on VH1, that Gunplay. Richard Morales. Yeah, the M1. Then there's M2s. And what about Capital Murder? 10 things about Gunplay I could tell you. I don't know. Some good things. He's really smart. He works really hard. He knows the bottom of everything. Like he knows how to stretch it out. He came from nothing or what have you. So he knows how to turn the money into something because he knows it all comes out of nothing. So money is a lot to this guy. Because even $1 is more than nothing because this guy can create stuff out of nothing. And that's what I learned was that he was making stuff out of nothing. We didn't know how he was making out of nothing. Other than that, he doesn't like to talk to people that much sometimes. And then sometimes I think he talks more to females. Whereas me, I talk more to males. But this guy talks more to females. It's a thing because he's a lot older than me. But now I'm starting to talk to females more than males, but he talks to females more than males, and I talk to males more than females. What else? Gunplay. He's got a lot of relations that look like him, even all in the Caucasians and all that. He was military, I know that. Yeah, I learned a lot, even with the military stuff from that Gunplay. Learned about jewelry from the Gunplay. And all the rest, security and whatnot. He's really got guns. He has guns like, if kids want to know how many guns the guy's got, if he's just got one gun, if it's registered. These guys got every gun under the thing if they need it at a certain time. If it doesn't matter where they are, they'll get some illegal gun. They don't care. They use any gun. It's whatever gun. Because I was a kid too, and I was like, oh, is this guy a legal guy with the legal guns? No, he's got illegal guns. He's got any gun that's going to kill you to get out of his way, period. And I didn't know that's how it was, but that's how it is now, and that's how I learned it. That's how it's like you got to have the biggest guns. It's not just about money. It's not just about your lawyer. It's more about yourself and your own guns. What I learned was it's dangerous putting other people into power. It's the best thing is to put yourself into power, not somebody else. And that's what Gunplay taught me because he was in power. When we gave him that 10,000, you seen all the moves he was making right there. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, that's how he does that. Oh, that's how he did that. Oh, is that $50,000 video right there? Oh, we don't need Rick Ross anymore. We'll just get rid of him because we just learned everything about him. Right? That was the 10,000. He came all the way from Myanmar. We even got to meet that Dre Films. I learned a lot about that video stuff from that Dre Films. And DJ FREDDY FRED. And Mass Pike. I don't think you can find much gifts or whatever that Mass Pike or that FREDDY FRED. But one thing I learned about those people that aren't as famous as like a Gunplay, they still have a big life or whatever, even though they don't have certain content and blah, blah, blah. Gunplay may be the most famous or one. out of them next to Rick Ross. But that Freddie Fred's got a gun too. And I thought Freddie Fred was retarded. That's what I said when I seen Fred. Even my brother. But then I realized, no, Tom, he's not retarded. You are. And that's when I learned. Same with my brother. I was like, yeah, anyways. But Freddie Fred.